right, good morning, guys. It's great to be back in the peninsula, and it's great to be back playing Black Powder 2nd Edition again. So we got a good one on tap for you, hopefully. It's our usual suspects: Napoleon versus Wellington. Back in 1810, Napoleon Tip wasn't here, but let's say he had a Zoom meeting. He was telling the French marshals what to do. And this will be 12 turns, a 12 turns grud match to basically see who's the winner of this battle. All right, this scenario is coming right out of Albion Triumphant. This is the 1st edition. There's a second one too if you don't own it. That's the 100 Days War. We're doing La Battle of Granja de la Abundancia. Excuse me about that. And yeah, July 1810 in the peninsula. So basically those bandits have been out raiding everything, taking all the food. The word's gotten back to the French and British commanders that this farm down here is the last one in the area with tons of food that hasn't been taken by all the bandits yet. So both armies are closing in to take control of this basically this objective, so they can feed their troops. So I've done my best to recreate this map. You can see there's point systems. So you get 3 for the big hill. If you can take the other guy's main headquarters, that's 3 points. These little teeny hills on each side of the road are 1. And then the big farm itself is 6 points. And then we've got the farmlands and the orchards, stuff like that. So let's see what we got on. Let's see what we've got on our battlefield. We've got the farm as these buildings here. This will be the only built-up area that can be occupied. And please forgive me if I bounce back and forth between terms of from General de Armée. My brains will be a little bit garbled here. So one battalion can fortify this area, and they'll get all the benefits, the +2 saves for being in that area. The fields, the 4 of them will provide +1 saves while you're in there fighting. Unless someone's in there with you, then you're you're SOS. SOL, excuse me. Stone fences, they're going to provide a +1 save, and they'll cost 6 inches to move over them. Trees are going to basically block line of sight unless you're popping out of them or equal to them. So there's not going to be really long range shooting. There's one big giant hill down there, which is that's the 3-point objective up there. I'm debating about doing the intersection as a 1 point. I might do that. I might give the intersection be 1.2, or as well, excuse me. And then there's a small hill here and a small hill there, which are 1.2 for each of them. And then that's the main objective. The British headquarters will be 3 points if the French can capture that area. And then the French objective and their headquarters will be the same. If the British can take it, they get 3 points. So it's 12 turns. Whoever's got the most turns at the end wins. And yeah, should be a good one. Both sides have 10 brigades of, so it's kind of large. Actually ran out of commanders, my usual commander slog, so a Ney model had to stand in for a brigade commander. The artillery sections are just making it massive, and they're just going to be one large battery. Both sides have 9 batteries. So yeah, you try to go after the objective, I think you're going to get a rude awakening of canister when you come out of the woods. Get some serious closing fire. That'll be the deterrent to try to protect your home base. But they won't have too much of an effect, even though they can shoot 48 inches, but the trees are going to block most of that firing. Either side has chainsaws to chop down all the trees. So that's about all the rules we've got. I've got some extra just kind of rocks and stuff along the road. If you get behind those, that'll be a +1 cover and cost 6 inches to go across those. And yeah, should be good stuff. You can start seeing how this hill's not, it's a nice size hill. And the smaller hills down there, we'll get a better look at some of them, but you can see they're in there too. Alright, we'll do initiative, roll basically a red dice for the British and a blue dice for the French. Whoever gets the highest is gonna is gonna basically be going first. So it's initiative time. And the Brits get it. They'll be going first. Turn 1, here we go. All of these red icons or markers you'll see, they're just to signify the British line units that have that still have their first fire. They get that extra dice when they shoot. So that'll be French won't enjoy that at all. And thanks to Doug Carmichael, I've got more British Allied forces than I do French. So just to keep it even, I didn't have a chance. I'm working on 2 more Italian line infantry battalions, but I haven't got them done yet. I do have a stand-in, basically. It looks like Hanoverian Field Battalion. It's going to stand in as a Swiss unit. So they're going to be paired with their other Swiss guards, so they won't look so insane in the sea of blue. So they're going to be in the foreign brigade with the 2 Swiss battalions and 2 Italian battalions, which I love to say is.
Just as an FYI, we're using rules from these 2 source books and of course 2nd edition.
Alright, 1st Brigade over here on the British left is going to be a priority for Wellington, moving these to the heights. It's the Braxton Heights, just kidding. So he wants to get them up there, so he's going to come over and join this brigade before we even get started, just to guarantee a reroll if they need it. I believe that's still a rule where they have to join it first. So all these brigade commanders none of them are historical. They're all last names of friends of mine and stuff like that, just so you're not looking up in history books. Alright, so General Allen, and all of them are, except for like the cavalry commanders, the guard commanders, and the artillery commanders are going to be level 7. Those guys are going to be level 8, those 3 for each side. So Allen's a 7, Wellington's joining him for the reroll, and we'll go from there. Alright, first order. Oh, do that. Alright, perfect. So a 5 is 2 orders. Units in line move 7 inches. And these guys will move forward. Well, General Allen very pleased with himself. Wellington didn't even do anything. They are climbing the cliffs of insanity with the 35th in the lead. Next up is General Kirk and the 2nd Brigade. He's going to try to order them to go as far forward as they possibly can. And he's just going to fail miserably and sit there. I've already screwed up and done the brigade commander's names wrong. I started at the other end naming people, so whoopsie. We'll get it right. So that's General McGann, and that's General Goldie. So Goldie's the one who is still asleep. He's waiting for his tea to get to him. Alright, General Markey is controlling the guard brigade. He's just going to hold. Not going to send them in quite yet into the meat grinder. He's got an 8, and they are reliable, so they would be able to probably move. So we'll move on. In the center behind the trees is General Turpin. He's a 7. He's going to order his troops forward. Here we go. Glare says no, it's a fail. Well, General Masters behind him is going to try to get his troops to go forward the maximum. These freaking 7s are tough to get. There's an 8, another fail. General Kirk's got the Scottish and the Irish. Can he move forward? There we go. 4. So he's going to go forward 3. Now, General Kirk is sitting on top of a 1-point objective. That's good for the British. And he's got his other troops up along the road. Thank God they're moving forward. The rest of the army is asleep, basically, except for way the heck down there. And last up on the far right flank is General Allen. Going to try to move his troops forward and stay in touch with General Kirk's command. And he's just going to not do a dang thing. So the Brits are done. Not accomplishing a whole lot. Oh, sorry, I got a cavalry. I'm not going to move yet, and the artillery is going to hold position. Out of all that, they were able to get 3 moves out of one brigade and 2 moves out of another. Napoleon's going to counter Wellington's move and join up with this brigade on the far French right and move towards the Cliffs of Insanity. Down there with Napoleon, General Portier. He is a Portier, sorry, excuse me. Sorry, Bryce. Is a 7. Oh, French already doing their thing with pas de charge and attack columns. That's like a -1. Well, General de Brigade Portier has already stolen a march on the French with 36-inch, on the English or British, and has got the objective for the French right now. I don't know if he can hold it for 11 more turns, but he's up on the heights. Strong work, my friend. General Massaro is commanding the French, well, actually the Foreign Legion Brigade for the French will do the same thing and try to support Portier on the top of the hill. Or he might just choke. Let's just see with the all the stuff that's one move or not. That'll still be a fail. With a 7 goes to 8 in attack column, goes to 9 with pas de charge, so they still fail. So the Italians and the Swiss are just going to chill there for a little while. They're confused. They got burned up in the smoke trail coming off those guys going up the hill. Cassagne will take his forces, which is the Guard. He's going to move them forward and take his position on this side of the hill. The hill's going to be a priority for them. It is 3 points. Might as well hold it with their best troops. Cassagne's an 8. So they have they're reliable, so that's goes to a 6. They're in attack column, it goes to 5. They're in pas de charge, goes to a 4. So that's a 3-person move. French establishing their position. They've got troops on the hill. On the grassy knoll, baby. Alright, move on down the line. My boy Pulaski's in charge of the Young Guard Voltigeurs and the Vistula Legion. He's going to order his men forward. Here we go. Oh gosh, they're going to do it again. And he's also reliable, so they're going to... But he's only a 7, so... Which will translate to 3 moves still. Pulaski's up by the trees. He's near the Scots. We'll keep on going with the French. Mobley will move his forward, his brigade. We'll try to at least, and support the Vistula Legion. Oh, hang on. That'll end up being 2 moves with them, so they'll go 24 inches. Still supporting nicely. Strong work. On the far left, we got General Vandenberg and General Dubois. Gonna move forward. Start working on the big objective here. Oh yeah. Actually, I'm gonna start. I believe this is Vandenberg's command. I'm gonna start with Dubois first, just to see if he punts, and then we'll send Vandenberg in if he doesn't, or if he does. Excuse me. All right, Dubois on the extreme left. He doesn't even know how to spell punt. I probably don't either. And Dubois has occupied the village They're already eating the grain. The British got to do something about that. Sorry about my knees. You can thank Uncle Sam for that. Just for a little artistic license, I just put out some of my... I put out a bunch of French skirmishers. Just if and when the British occupy the town, I'll put out some 95th Rifles and 60th Royal American. But they're in there. Vandenberg's going to move his brigade forward and try to support their right. All right, Vandenberg. I think he gets... Ooh. Yeah, just one move there. French cavalry will hold for a minute, and the French artillery will hold for a minute. And we can still do some shooting here. The French do have a couple shots. Won't be very exciting with the attack columns. But you can see they have moved forward quite well. But a little bit open spot in the middle, but it's not really too open when you consider all those guys are there. And the cavalry. And they're up on the hill. The only real kind of dark spot for that entire turn for the French was Massaro and the foreign brigade. They didn't do crap. But all the rest of them launched forward nicely. Very typical French style. And we'll do a little bit of shooting. Point-wise, I think, nothing's going to happen with the shooting. But the French have got 3 here. Vandenberg, unintentionally, with his weak-ass move, actually took up 1 pointer here. So that gives them 4. They've got the hill for 7, and their home base for 8. And the British just have 2 for the home base, and for this hill the Scots have actually moved on to. So, ooh, 8-2, baby. Better do something. And there actually will be no shooting. The Vichy Legion is 13 away from that Highland Brigade battalion, and they're actually 13. These guys are 14 away, so no shooting this turn. There's too many trees in the way for the British artillery to fire through, and we'll go from there. All right, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Been waiting to say that, huh? Turn 2 begins. Back over to the Brits. Wellington's going to attach to this brigade here. Try to get, hopefully, this brigade will continue to move, and then these guys will get going. He'll have something to attack the French position on the hill. Then he'll have to figure out if he wants to use his guard. All right, General McGann, can he get it? Can he move him again? One move. They're moving up the hill. Sorry, the lines aren't perfect with the topography. Some of the metal command figures were rolling down the hill, so I have to find some sweet spots for these guys to be in. Closing in on the Frenchies. We're about to have ourselves a battle. Alright, can they get any support from their sister brigade? General Goldie again. Come on, baby. That's a fail. He gets a reroll. Come on. Did he fail again? Oh, he just does not want to go to battle. It feels too soon, but General Markey is going to commit the guard, start moving towards, since General Goldie refuses to enter combat, he's going to start moving him over towards the hill. And he'll get one move. British Guard brigades move out towards the old guard on top of the ridge. That's going to be a battle of the ages. A battle that General Goldie wants nothing to do with. He bought his command, he wants to chill. Alright, who's up next for the Brits? General Turpin wants to move his troops forward. Come on, baby! Alright. They'll at least move one. Yeah, they will move one. Alright, looking better. Brigadier General Turpin's moved his troops forward. He's kind of protecting the guards left or right. If I can't tell my right from the left, oh my gosh. And now let's see if the rest of the dozy buggers can do something back there. They look pretty. See if General Masters can move or if he's in love with the smell of horse manure because he's just kind of sitting next to the cavalry brigade. He loves that smell of horse poop with a 9. We'll hold off on General Kirk here for a minute just because I don't want to move him any more farther forward. He'll have his junk hanging out in the breeze. It's all going to pivot. It's all going to command here, or it's all going to be. It's all going to come down to General Allen on the right flank and his brigade. Almost a foobar, so he shuts it down. General Kirk will hold just out of range, let the French come to him. And British cavalry is going to hold just in case they're needed somewhere else. And the artillery, they're just loading their guns, getting ready to fire at God knows what. So the British are moving up here on the left, totally unsupported. The guard is trying to get to them. General Goldie sleeping at the wheel, like most of the other British commanders. General Markey and General Turpin have actually got their troops moving forward. General Kirk is holding his position from where he was last time, looking around for the rest of his command. They're snoozing. And then at the back here, General Masters, General Allen, on vacation still. It's tea time. Too early to move. French are going to go out of order a little bit. They're going to order General Massaro to move first, and that'll be contingent if the rest of the command moves. So he's going to move towards the heights. And he will get just one move. So he's starting to move. Not the best move, but they are at least within sight of the rest of the French offensive. Now we'll go back to this brigade here with Napoleon attached. I think he's going to launch an attack over the hill, take the downhill bonus against the 35th. They will charge, and they will have the reroll if they screw it up. And they're going to take that reroll. Oh, and they didn't make it either way. So that wasn't meant to be, that attack. They thought about it. It's getting them fired up, but they couldn't quite do it. General Cassagne will hold after that failure. He's looking off to his right going, what the hell happened? He got the orders they were going to attack, but he got no supporting evidence. Plus with the guard closing in on him. It happens. General LaRue is sounding the trumpets. He will move or try to at least, move the French cavalry forward and at some point change into a line. Get out of that column he's in. Oh, insane heroism! Well, that'll make you crap your pants if you're wearing red. Hopefully not the Swiss. But there we go. Moving forward towards the intersection. 3 heavy cavalry brigades plus, or sorry, battalions or squadrons plus the lancers with them. Gonna be a mess. I think all the rest of the French battalions are going to hold where they are. Vandenberg will try to move forward 1 to be in a better supporting position of the garrison at the farm, so they can keep loading up wagons full of grain and beer to take back to headquarters to the rest of the French army. I think all the rest of the French battalions are going to hold where they are. Vandenberg will try to move forward 1 to be in a better supporting position of the garrison at the farm, so they can keep loading up wagons full of grain and beer to take back to headquarters to the rest of the French army. At the end of turn 2, the French are still holding all the objectives they would like. Well, at least for the time being. They do definitely want to take the British command at some point, but not quite there yet. General Massaro finally got his troops fired up. French cavalry has moved out to threaten the advance of the British guards. French artillery is just primed and ready. I was debating about moving them forward, but I'm going to hold off. And the rest of the French line held except for General Vandenberg. and he just moved forward to be in line with the rest of the French forces. You know what? I'm going to cancel it. I might move this guy forward as well. Now I'm going to hold off this turn. We'll do that later. Okay, and that'll be it. And we'll go into turn 3. Alright, turn 3. Wellington is going to stick with Goldie and keep yelling at him to get his troops on the move. He needs to support his boy going up the cliffs of insanity. He's about to face Napoleon himself. I'm going to try Goldie again. He's kind of crucial. I don't want to have to use the guard if I don't have to. I get a reroll, so I'm not taking that fumble. Goldie is, you can tell he definitely bought his command this week. Come on, baby. Roll real good. I think he's going to get one move out of that. Yeah, he will. So General Goldie get his troops to move a little bit, which is to be very reassuring to this gentleman on the hill and to the British Guard. What do I do here? I guess I got to advance up the hill. I got to try to go for it here. Come on, lucky ones! Oh, we're all failed miserably. The Guard Brigade's going to hold. They can't afford to get wiped out immediately by this combined disaster. It's about to hit them if they go too forward. At least they can get supported from the artillery from there. General de Turpin in the center will move forward to threaten the French cavalry's right. He can get some disordered on them, get some shots in them. That'd be great. Oh, and he's going a mile. Outs, this might actually be crucial. Way to go there, Jonathan. And that's what the Brits needed. They are advanced in cover behind some walls and stuff, and they're going to threaten especially the Garde des Cheval. Blast into them. Also, they can threaten the Vistula Legion. Could be an MVP move. Turpin's bucking for a promotion to some other general. He wants his own corps. Get me out of this brigade command, quick! General Kurt's going to match General Turpin, move forward. Oh good, he's going to go forward 1, 2. That's all I needed. The worm is definitely turned as the British advance forward to meet the French. At least 2 brigades do. They secured the road. Here's our last 2 problem children, General Masters and General Allen. We need them to take the farm. There's going to be nothing left. The French are in there. They've taken all the Starbucks baristas hostage and they're taking them back to France. No coffee for you. No venti macchiato, buddy. General Masters, he wants his frickin' whatever the asfarap goat cheese something kind of sandwich. Here we go. He can go forward 1. Alright, General Masters got 2nd Brigade moving. The fighting first. Are they still asleep? No, they can move forward 1, 2. So we will have some gunfire, thankfully. 4 British battalions will unload their first fires into the French invaders. Let's go. I guess they're both invaders. They're all in their wrong countries. We'll start off with the 44th firing into the whatever they are. Garde des Cheval Imperial. Will be 4 shots with first fire. That is absolutely terrible. French Guard cavalry will make their 1 save, and they'll fail it. They'll take a casualty. The 40th will fire at the Vistula Legion. This will be a +1 from being within 6 inches. That was just out. So they'll fire 4 dice. No 6s again, and a bunch of crap. I gotta switch dice. I know some people will be mad at me for switching dice. 2 hits, saving on 3s basically because they're in awesome formation. Oh, they laugh at it. And then we got the 2 Highland Brigades firing straight ahead into the French flanking companies. First shot, at least I got a 6. They're outside of 6 inches, just one hit. They'll be disordered at least. And just no casualties. Disordered. And then the other Highland Battalion, a little better. 3 hits and 1 disordered. French saving on 3s. They take 2 casualties. Besides the 2 disordered on this center French brigade, not the best shooting phase for the Brits. Now we'll go into the French turn 3. Napoleon will stay with Portier. He will do the kamikaze charge down the hill. 7, hang on. That's 2 moves. It will get it done. They'll take off and attack. Oh, the French have gone in. Oh. We'll do that later with closing fire and all the other fires in the world. Napoleon needs Massaro to get up there and fill in the gap. And he will get, I guess, 1 move out of that, right? Yep. Massaro's moved up onto the heights, close enough to support this attack by Portier. And of course we got the guard on the left with Cassagne. Thank God I got a bunch of French Canadian friends. I'd be screwed if I didn't know. I'd be naming these guys like Wilson and shit. Old Chris is going to hold firm there. Just going to hold the hill. I believe the French cavalry is going to make the Brits pay and try to go Insano style and attack the British Guard. Sound the trumpets, French cavalry charging. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Now I'm going to have to keep track of this because this is going to be like a pinball game as all these units form square. Alright, they're 26 inches away from the main British Guard unit, so they're going to form square. And I've got, each is 18, so 36, and then, hang on, so 48 inches. So I've got 20 something already killed up. The Guard Brigade forms square successfully. Well, you can see the French have gone in. They would have banged in, so I'm going to use the rest of their movement to move back out. That's basically the purpose of them. They have a ton more move to go. I think it's... oh, I can't do... I'll do the math in a minute. But all those units are in square now. And now we could probably not even... now we just commit the Guard and wipe out the British Guard. They're stuck in square. Cassagne will now do a beautiful combined arms attack and attack the farthest right British square with the old Guard. That might not make it. They'll only get 1 move. They're not going to get there. They're going to be short. Definitely a missed opportunity by the French there. Could have come pouring into the Guard, but now they're going to be several inches short of the charge they wanted. It's too good to be true. All the horses probably didn't get out of the way fast enough. And horses had enough to peel back and fall back behind there. Oh, that's a pretty cool camera shot. The French coming over the hill against the 35th. Oh gosh. Look at Napoleon. Someone take a shot at that man. French artillery will be able to fire on the British troops, but it's going to be a couple minuses, 1 for the cover and then 1 for the trees, so probably a -2. Or at least, yeah, and then they get bonuses to save too, that'll be nice. Alright, decisions down here. Who to attack? Alright, the Vistula Legion is going to try to attack across here into the... oh, that's not even try. That's an initiative move. They will attack the Highland units. These guys will initiative move and attack the other Highland unit. The French have gone in here, have gone in over on that side. This was the brigade with the two disordered battalions, so they're kind of holding firm. I guess they could do some shooting to support whatever's going on. Well, no, those units are in melee, so you can't really shoot them. So they can't do crap. They'll just sit there and be in support. Shake their disorder. They can go in next turn. The final brigade will make some moves and try to occupy some of the fields and walls here. Alright, here we go. Well, that's good. They'll be able to do a bunch of things. So the French have moved in to occupy the stone walls of the farm and prepare to defend it, since they need that chow. And we'll do some shooting and charging and hooking and a weaving. Things are heating up. What turn are we in? 3. Oh, that's going to be... I'll save that disaster for last. My boy Pulaski's in charge of the Young Guard Voltigeurs and the Vistula Legion. He's going to order his men forward. Oh, heck yeah. Shooting wise, the two British Highland battalions can both fire at the French as they come in. Well, one at the French and one at the Polish. 3 shots, +1 for closing fire within 6 inches. This is against the French. Oh, they needed that disorder, so they get that extra minus. So they get 2 hits. Try to save on 3s. They save them both. Scottish firing against the Vistula Legion. No disorder again, but 3 hits. Saving on 3s. They take 1 casualty. The 3 French Guard attack columns will fire at these 2 squares. These are within 6 inches, so the first 2 will fire at the same square. 2 disorders. That's what they needed. But still, the the guards are elite, so they could shake them. They try to save those both. And they save like everything. I think they're 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Yeah, they save them both, but they are disordered. It's your disordered marker, and the old guard will fire. I think that they still are attack column. They'll fire at the other square. The joys of attack column. Beep. Miss. I couldn't find cannons. There's a few in there. Large battery firing. They fire everything. It is 22 inches to those buggers. It's a large battery. This is like an immense battery, so 1 extra dice. It'll be 3 dice hitting those bad boys. They got a +1 for cover, and they'll get a +1 for a save in there, which might be slightly negated by an artillery at medium range. Be 5s and 6s to hit. 2 hits. So it's a -2 for artillery at medium range, but they get +1 from their cover, so just be a -1 modifier. So 5s and 6s will save on these bad boys. They'll take 1 casualty. Do the 35th closing fire on the French coming over the hill. Let's be their first fire. 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. They got it disordered. That's important. French saving. 1 casualty and a disordered marker. I'll go ahead and knock this one out while I'm over here because I was looking it up. Alright, French attacking downhill get +1. They're charging, they get +2. They're disordered, they get -1. They do have 3 supports. British have 1 support. And they'll be even. So 6 dice on 6 dice. I have to refresh. This is a whole lot different than General Desarmes. Alright. Blue and red, unless you're colorblind. If you are, you'll be alright. Alright. French will be hitting on 3, 4, 5, 6s. The British will be hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. We'll add all this up after we get out of the glare. Alright, they both hit 4. We'll do the French saves on 3, 4, 5s, and 6. Turned off the camera prematurely. 3, 4, 5s, and 6s for the French. They'll take 1 casualty. British saving on 4, 5s, and 6s. Well, they did pretty dang good too. They take 1 casualty. The French are going to win this fight with supports, but the British will have just a flat morale save. Unmodified morale save, this is where you don't want to roll frickin' double 1s. Which, this might suck. So the 35th have fallen back and are disordered with their 1 casualty. French are going to stay right there. The victory on the hill. I'm a little bit confused on the rules there. Maybe I never got it. They're kind of, it says they can advance to chase the unit down, but if there's a unit in the way, it doesn't really say they can attack another one. Really, that's kind of the sweeping advance and the charge is only for cavalry units. So I'm just going to go with they're just going to sit there. You can't have a unit just pinball through an entire line. They'd get freaking exhausted at some point. So they're going to hold the high ground and stop right there. Vistula Legion with their 1 casualty against the Highlands. They're both tough fighters, so this could be fun. Vistula Legion will have a +1. Highland will be flat. We'll check this out. Scots hit 3, the French hit 5? Nice. French saving on, or Polish, sorry, saving on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. They'll take another casualty. They'll be up to 2. Scottish saving on 4, 5s, and 6s. Oh, I forgot they both got tough fighters, so I'll have to roll 1 more. They'll take 2. Everyone gets tough fighter. The Highlands will hit the Vistula Legion will miss. The French will save on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. I save that. So the Highlands, they'll take 2 casualties. French will take 1. The Polish have 2 supports. The Scottish have 1 support. And with the 2.2 to 1, that'll be, let's do some math. 4 to 2, they'll win. Both units will have 2 casualties, and the Highland Battalion will make just an even morale save. Let's see if I can beat my streak of not rolling double 1s. Nope, I suck. They're going to fall back disordered. Glare still. I don't know, these lights are dumb. The Black Watch is falling back from the Polish bursting through the trees. They'll get their kilts in order and they'll be back at it. 2 casualties and they're disordered. Gordon Highlanders under attack. I've adjusted the lights a little bit, hopefully to cut down on the glare. Sorry about that. Alright, 6 on 6, but the Scots will get a reroll. French are +1. Tough fighter. Doesn't work. Alright, time for saves. Scots got 3 hits, French got 4. French saving on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Just 1 casualty. Scots saving on 4, 5s, and 6s. Ooh. Alright, so the French take a casualty. They'll lose the initial hand-to-hand by 1, but then support-wise, the Gordon Highlanders only have 1, so that'll even it. So that'll give them a +2 advantage, but then the French are fully supported, so they'll end up losing by 1. Oh, it's all about the supports, baby. Sorry about that. Then we'll do one of my classic crappy rolls. You're welcome. That actually might work. Hang on. That was less crappy classic than usual. I love it. Alright, so the Highland unit, the Gordon Highlanders will hold their ground. The melee will continue. The French won, so they can remain in attack column with the rules from the supplements. If they lose, they kind of devolve into a line and lose their benefits of saving. They're still grinding in there. So I marked them with the red dice, so they're up. They've won the hand-to-hand, so they get an extra bonus next time. All right, so I think I did everything right. Probably didn't, but you know, I feel good right now. And that'll be the end of turn 3. So cool. Good so far. And I'm gonna go, just so I don't get like freaking pains in my shoulders by editing 6 hours of footage, I'm gonna go ahead and just get this saved into one big video right now. And that way when the game does get over, I won't have to do so much at once. My wife gets pissed off at me when I sit there for 5 hours straight trying to do this. And my neck hurts because I'm getting old, baby. Okay, so turn 4, 8 more turns to go. British got to get their act together, but they're doing a little better than I originally thought they would be, still at the starting line on turn 10. The Cliffs of Insanity are insane. Alright, I'm back from Tennessee like 5 days later. Alright, General Allen's going to try to kick off turn 4 and advance and assault the farm. Alright, here we go, baby. And then he might not do a damn thing. Our General Masters is going to try to wheel in and attack the farm since General Allen's struggling. Oh, nope. General Kirk getting no support from the rear here. He's going to do some initiative moves and try to get his units in a better position. And that's actually not going to happen because I forgot they're in hand-to-hand. You take 5 days off between turns. It's like, what? I can't remember. They're already tied up in hand-to-hand with that French attack columns there, so they're going to sit there and just fight it out. Hope they win. Their rear units disordered from getting beaten, so they're beat back, and those guys are going to hold in place. General Turpin will wheel his units as he's going to move towards the enemy here. This will be, he's within 12 inches of course of them, so he's wheeled those units slightly and then pulled these 2 units back farther into the trees to avoid artillery fire. Take a little bit of a defensive stance while the rest of the right flank is asleep. General Hatfield's going to move his cavalry into this area. Not going to push too far, just going to be close enough to let the French cavalry know that he's keeping an eye on them. Hatfield's an 8. His guys are in a deep formation, so they're going to be considered, they're going to get a +1 to that. So they can move 1 move, which isn't bad. Oh, British horseflesh. Moving out, keep an eye on those Frenchies. Right over there in the trees. And threatening the old guard too, so they gotta be careful. They're gonna get wrapped up like the British Guard. British artillery is just gonna sit there and wait for their guns to something that comes into the range. They're gonna incinerate it. All right, we'll move on to the squares. All right, General Markey. He's got 1 disordered square, so they are elite +3. They're gonna try to break that real quick. Alright. Oh, they do not. He's going to try to order, he wants to do more than 1 move, so he's going to try to order the rest of the unit to form up. Gives them an order. So they will get 2 moves because they're reliable. No, just 1 move, sorry. Same thing, should have done the damn initiative move. So 3rd Battalion of the 1st Guard stays in square because they're disordered. But then the Scots Guards and 1st Battalion 1st Guards, they come into line. The Coldstream Guards fall in behind them to lend support, and they are going to unfriggin' load in a minute into the French Guards with their first fire, which should be devastating. It should be a lot of dice. Alright, General Goldie going to try to move forward. He's been an abysmal failure. It's okay, he's got Wellington with him. He knew he was going to fail. He's Dice are rolling like freaking high. Every time for a switch out soon. They still are. Terrible. Since General McGann got absolutely no support from General Goldie, he's going to do an initiative move and fall back in line with him. He's going to give ground. So General McGann is taking the buffs and falling back. But basically, that way it kind of forces General Goldie to have his right, because he's going nowhere. French are going to take a look at that and decide what they're going to do. Oh, not very exciting, but oh well. Very tactically smart. Alright, the Brits going to start shooting here in a minute. The road of death. It's all the way down there. Oh, the Scottish. The French behind them. Alright, we'll go right to left. This British battalion will fire their first fire. They're going to shoot the Vistula Legion. And then their sister battalion here to their left is going to fire into the Young Guard, which is, well, it's borderline enfilade fire, but you know, if you go from the middle to the middle, it kind of catches the front at a 45-degree angle. So firing at the Vistula Legion already has 2 casualties. Range is 7 inches, so that could have been so much better. 1 save, and they're kind of in the trees, so this is just, oh hang on, basically anything but. So they save it, but they are disordered. These guys are at 8 inches firing into the Young Guard voltigeurs. They've already shot their first fire. That is terrible. First foot guards firing into the Old Guard Grenadiers. Not within 6 inches, but it is their first fire. So they normally have 4 to shoot. They're going to shoot with 5 dice. It'll be a nice blast. Terrible. Old Guard is disordered, but they will save on a 1. Well, anything but a 1. And they saved that. Scots Guards unload their 5 shots at basically point blank range into the Old Guard chasseurs. I am rolling terrible. Anything but. They save it like it's a joke. Very ineffective shooting by the British. Now we'll continue this hand-to-hand over here. The French won the last one against the Scots. The French will be hitting on 3, 4, 5, 6. The Scots will be on 4, 5, 6. But the Scottish do have tough fighter. The French have 3 supports. The Scots have 1. Alright, we'll add this up. Scottish tough fighter. Nope. So, there we go. French saving on 3, 4, 5, 6. They save them all. Scots saving on 4, 5, and 6. Oh, they're going to be in trouble. I forgot they didn't get any casualties last round of hand-to-hand. So they are at 3. They do lose the hand-to-hand, so we're going to roll for the, see what happens. So the Scots will stick around for another round of fighting. Yes! The French will remain in attack column because they haven't lost yet. And they'll keep hooking and weaving. That's a good fight right there. Going into round 3 of that later on. That'll end British turn 4. And we'll go into French turn 4. Napoleon that's thunder outside. That's awesome. It's only high at 79 today. It was like 102 in Nashville. It's like dying down there. Napoleon's lost all faith in General Massaro. He's going to go 2nd Brigade first, and then it'll dictate what 1st Brigade does under General Portier. So let's see if Massaro can get it together. He's going to attempt to go straight ahead as far as he can, even if he has to charge into General Goldie's flat-footed troops out here. Alright, General Massaro. He's going to re-roll that crap. Napoleon's whipping him. Oh, yes, he's going to go for miles. General Massaro with Napoleon whipping him goes in hard, waking up General Goldie, who was hoping to avoid the entire battle. You know General Portier's not going to take that lying down. He's coming screaming down the hill and hitting these guys. He's going to try at least. Alright, see what the potty charge could do. Was that a 9? Oh. That's one move. I don't think they're going to make it. They're going to get like point blank range and stop probably. It is actually within 12 inches. I'm going to go back in time here because I thought it was 13. I never measured it. I just kind of eyeballed it. I'm going to let the buffs fire their first fire at these Frenchies from the end of their turn 4. 4 shots from the buffs. So they are going to disorder 1 unit, so that'll slow the charge down, and 3 hits. We're going to save on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. They saved them all. They are disordered. They leave the disordered unit behind. They're basically almost, well, that might be a little bit too far away to support. I thought they'd get there with the attack columns. I'll have to measure it out since I'm obviously a poor judge of distance. And they'll get closing fire again. The old guard just have to go in. They can't really move back to attack the square because they'll get traversing fire, and you can't. I don't think in the rules it says you can't kind of like sidestep when you're 6 inches in front of an enemy. That just sounds ridiculous. So they'll just charge in with an initiative move, as they originally intended against the. I think that's the Scots Guards. I misnamed this general earlier in the game. This is General Wheel. Sorry, Cameron. He is going to attempt to kind of thread the needle and come through here and attack General Goldie on the fly if he can get enough moves. He's an 8, and that's their only bonus. So he'd get 2 moves. Let's see if it's still 36 inches. That'll get them just within the 6-inch barrier where they have to make the, it'll be like, no, yeah, because it'll let like 1 inch short or something like that. So they'll still penetrate to where they're not supposed to, where they react at 6 inches, I believe. So they will try to form square, but the cavalry's going to be sitting there. So that's going to be kind of bad news for them. They will get shot. British forming square. Oh no. So they actually will get in because they failed the square. Oh. Oh, the cavalry goes in hard. Cassagne takes the 1-step charge to allow the guard to attack the other guards. The Battle of the Guards. If I remember in the rules, squares can't be supported but can support. So at least the guards are going to have, the British guards, sorry, are going to have 2 supports there against the old guard. And then those guys are just screwed because they didn't form square. There are some different rules in Albion Triumphant books about lines forming square. Usually it's, if you fail the attempt, you form a disordered square, or you don't form a square. But there's some rule explanations on, and I hope I did them right, on lines forming square, and then sure, a double 6 is just a nightmare. So on any table you look at, but they are going to take that charge in line. They attempted to form square, so they can't even do closing fire. And then we've got the attack going in over there on that side. Next up, Pulaski down here, my boy. He's got a disordered Vistula Legion, so he can't do much there. He's just going to wheel his other 2 units just to prepare for an attack next turn. And this will be the big charge. And General Mobley's going to go in hard against the Scots. He's at the front. He's taking his whole brigade in. So they go on in against the Scots with their supports. Still have the hand-to-hand here going on the 3rd round of it. And I think the French artillery and the French in the barn will just continue to, well, these guys are stealing everything that isn't nailed down. And the artillery is just, they're shining their boots and getting fresh cannonballs loaded. At least they got to shoot one time. Alright, we'll do shooting. French are putting pressure on across the entire line. I don't even know what to say over there. It's a nightmare. Alright, go right from left. Right to left, excuse me. The buffs will fire their closing fire at the French attacking column. Looking for that disordered. 3 shots at 3, 4, 5s, and 6s hitting. Oh, and they get the disordered and they get all 3 hits. That's awesome. French saving on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. French save them all, but they are disordered. The guards will fire at the old guard chasseurs as they close in. They shoot with 4 dice, hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. No 6, that's sad. 2 hits. Anything but to save. They laugh at it. The young guard voltigeurs will fire here. Also the Vistula Legion will fire at them as well. Young guard, 1 dice in attack column, but they do have sharpshooter. They don't need it, they hit. British saving on 4, 5s, and 6. They laugh at it. We'll fire it up with a young guard, hitting on 4, 5s, and 6. They miss. And we'll have closing fire over here. 3 dice hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6. Oh, are you kidding me? That's the worst I've ever seen in my life. I believe that's all the shooting. Alright, we'll get onto the charges. We'll start down here. The hand-to-hand. They'll be -1 because they are disordered. Everybody's hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. And we'll figure it out. They both hit 4 times. Now it's save time. We'll do the French saving first. French saving on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Oh, no casualties. The buffs saving on 4, 5s, and 6s. Oh, well, that one's jacked. Oh, even worse. So the buffs got to do a morale save, just a straight one, no modifiers. They have 3 casualties now. We're getting near the getting pushed off the table kind of thing, so I think the buffs have room to move, but any more step backs and we are in deep crap over here on the British side. Alright, let's see what they do against with the hand-to-hand. Or sorry, the save. They save, they keep fighting. The French will have the advantage on the next one. I forgot to do closing fire over here, so the British will fire into the proxy Hanoverian Swiss, and yeah, they got to get their 4 shots on before they even get close. 4 of the good ones. Oh, that disorder, all important, and the 3s hit because it's closing fire. Saving on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. They laugh at it. All right, hand to hand, everybody's sitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. Oh, nice rolling. Both sides hit 4 times. French slash Swiss. Saving on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Oh, terrible. Terrible. 3 casualties. British saving on 4, 5s, and 6s. Worse. So from those dice rolls, I can only assume that this was not a gentleman's hand-to-hand. These guys were uber pissed off. And, yeah. The proxy Swiss are disordered with 3 casualties. And the Brits they're shook. They've got 1 excess, so they've got 3 and 1 to go. And that's ugly. And the French side, well, the Foreign Legion will actually win the battle, but they're going to be bloodied. That hand-to-hand was brutal. The 32nd Regiment of Foot evaporates under just the sheer Oh, I don't know what to say. They just horrible. They slaughtered each other. Alright, the Carbineers go in against these poor buggers that are stuck in line. It's going to be horrible. Oh, here comes the French, a cavalry charge. Brutal. So the Carbineers get D3 heavy cavalry roll. Oh, just a 1, not too bad. Carbineers get 9 dice, the British get 6. And Carbineers will be hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. And we will figure this crap out. Could have been a lot worse. French hit 4, British hit 3. They're fighting for their lives. Carbineers are saving on 4, 5s, and 6s. They take 2 casualties. British saving on 4, 5s, and 6s. Oh, they take 3. So with all the supports and modifiers, the cavalry is going to win the hand-to-hand. And now it's just going to be a save. But it's going to be a flat save. Oh, that's supposed to be a 3. I wonder if I got the wrong dot on there. Hang on. There you go. So the British still their first fire because they spent their action trying to form a square. And the French have 2 casualties. Now we'll do the break test. Let's see if the British can stand. That might be in trouble. Hang on, we look for modifiers. Oh, a 5. Oh, hang on. So they're on the edge of the universe there. They have their 3 casualties. They are disordered. And the cavalry do a sweeping advance. The Carbineers will take the front from the Cuirassiers. Or sorry, the Cuirassiers will take the lead from the Carbineers. And they'll attack the Hanoverians. I also forgot to do a break test because these guys had the unit incinerate in front of them. So these guys will have to take a normal morale test to see if they survive. Here's that break test. Oh, they're going to be on the edge of the world too. They might actually go off the board. Hang on. They were able to hold the edge of the board. Carbineers veered off. The Cuirassiers slammed into the Hanoverians. Oh. That's a sweeping advance. And the rest of the supports went with them. Let's see what their heavy cavalry bonus is. Oh, it's all 3. Got another 9 on 6. French hitting on 3s. Hanoverians hitting on 4s. We'll add it up. Ended up being 5 on 5. Hanoverians saved them with their lives here. Awesome. French saving on 4, 5s, and 6s. Oh, sorry, the Hanoverians. They take 3 casualties. French saving on 4, 5s, and 6s. Hanoverians just hoping to wipe these guys out. Oh, but they come through like a boss. Just take 1. Big time morale saves there for the Cuirassiers. Like a boss. Be a flat morale save here. They're going to lose with all the modifiers for heavy cavalry and supports and getting attacked in line. It's going to be nasty. Alright, break test for the Hanoverians. And there is no room. No room at the end. They're going off the table. There were no other supports involved in that hand-to-hand, so that's it. Hanoverians are gone. Goldie's down to just 2 battalions. Not looking good. We'll do the guard on guard massive attack over here. The old guard goes in with 8 dice, plus 1 for charging, tough fighter as well, and the British, I think this is the first guards, they are 7 dice, hitting on 4s. Lots of dice. And we'll figure this out. No point you staring at it with me. The first guard's whipped. Here comes the tough, they whiffed. Here comes the old guard tough fighter. They miss. Old guard saving on anything but. They take 1 casualty. This is where the first guards could bring it. 4, 5s, and 6s. Oh, no. Alright. Even break test. 3 casualties against 1 there. They're fully supported and they have 2 supports. Break test. Oh, they love it. They stay there. That's only fitting that hand-to-hand lasts more than 1 round. Down here with the Cameron Highlanders with no supports against a fully supported attack column. Entire brigade hitting them. And these guys are not disordered, so they're going in fresh. And there is Tough Fighter for the Highlanders. At least I don't have to hold 15,000 dice this time. No guard units or cavalry involved. All right. Oh, it looks like somebody choked big time. The French. I didn't even look at the Scottish. Sucked it up too. They get Tough Fighter. Hey, all right. They get 2 hits. French saving on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Well, that's nice. Boxcars. Scots shaking off their 1 hit, failing miserably. Well, those weren't Scots, excuse me. They were, oh, they shouldn't have got a Tough Fighter. They were either Irish. We'll say the Irish get a Tough Fighter for 1 round while the alcohol's still in them. Yes! Good job. That was the Enniskilling. Even morale test. Oh, oh no! Nobody was supporting them, so no more break tests. Even while cheating. Oh, God, the Irish lose and run away. They had other plans. We'll see you in the next one. And we'll finish up the horrible turn 4 for the British with this last hand-to-hand with the Scots against the French. Alright, here we go. French will have the advantage with they won the last hand-to-hand, probably the last 2. But the Scottish will have Tough Fighter. It's not the Irish this time trying to hide out. Ooh. We're even right now, and then the Tough Fighter gets another hit. French saving on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Everything. Wow. Too bad that wasn't like a chain of command roll. That'd be pretty hot. Highlanders saving on 4, 5s, and 6s. They take 1 more casualty. I think they're going to be shook too. Shaken with an excess casualty. -2 break test. They're going to fall back and be disordered. Scottish have fallen back to the ridge, leaving their the Cameron Highlanders there to try to stop the French on their own. They are shook and disordered. Look a little rough. They're down to 3 battalions too. So at the end of turn 4, the French continue to hold the farm, and they're stealing all the good stuff. The General Allen and General Masters continue to just kind of eat popcorn and watch them. Like, you're doing a great job. They're clapping for them. They got their chairs out. General Kirk all by himself is trying to stop 3 French brigades, failing miserably. He's lost 1 battalion of his Irish. They just got blown to pieces. French are pushing hard. Here to the well, I don't know if it's north or south. Who knows? We'll say we'll say to the right of the farm. How about that? That works. General Turpin's holding the center. British cavalry's moving out. Maybe they might have to move back this direction. There's not going to be enough of them. British Guards kind of holding here, and then it's just a nightmare as this British brigade is going to be cut off, and this British brigade of General Goldie's that never moved is just getting rode down and hung up dry by the French infantry and French cavalry. They're just getting blasted to pieces. Oh, need some better. Hopefully the turn 5 will start being kind with the dice to the British. We'll see in turn 5. Alright, welcome to turn 5. British going to start their moves here. Hopefully move. Okay, here we go. Shit, where should I start? Oh, sorry about the bad language. Let's figure out what we got to do here. We're going to start off here and do with the Scottish and do disorderly retreats. Now we're going to make this hope that the General Masters and General Allen can pull their collective heads out and actually move into some kind of battle line. Maximum move Moving into that open area. Please get a good roll. Before we move over and pray for a miracle, we just let you know that Wellington has joined up with the British cavalry, going to lead them to glory. All right, the man who's done nothing, General Allen. What can you do? All right. Since I have to walk over there, I'll do General Masters at the same time. Oh, look at General Masters. All right. All right. They formed almost a continuous line across the battlefield. General Turpin is going to step back with an initiative move. Here are the that's where the Scots have ended up with their what's it called? Disorderly retreat. That's correct. Get that moved over. Just to pan over the British lines again. Thin red line with a little bit of depth, a little bit extra support. Trying to counter the French advantage when they slam in and isolate British units. All right. The cavalry be up next. All right, General Hatfield with Napoleon at his side. Not Pol. Oh God, he's kind of close, but Wellington's at his side. Sorry about that. Let's be one move. I'm gonna go for a reroll. Two moves should get it done. So this scrum could basically decide the fate of the Peninsular War. We've got the Life Guards slamming into the what the hell are they called? Cheval de Garde Imperiale. So French horse guards versus British guards. It's going to be a freaking disaster. Oh. Lancers in there, heavy horses, dragoons, Scots Greys, Queen's Own Hussars. All right. If you've got any life insurance policies, go ahead and cash them in because it's going to get serious. So the French cavalry turned to face since they were charged in their flank. They couldn't countercharge. So they will be a little bit disadvantaged. Plus the British cavalry's got ferocious charge, which is probably going to be the difference maker. They'll be re-rolling all their misses. All their misses. So it'll be a mess. Let's see what happens. Oh, we'll see what happens later on. Sorry. The 35th wasn't involved in the hand-to-hand, so they did an initiative move that moved out to the right. So now the buffs will have two supports instead of one against the French onslaught. At least slow some crap down. These guys are paralyzed, disordered, and just hosed. They ain't doing no disorder retreats because they'll be off the map. Their fate will basically rest in the and what happens in that disaster. So that's the end of British movement, turn 5. Just give you a look. From another view. All right. I'll do some shooting and scouting here, see what happens. We'll do this. We'll save this one for last because it'll just be a mess. On appearance, it looks like some of these, they should get traversing fire, they should get closing fire, some of the squares and the infantry firing at the French cavalry. But it was more a logistic issue for me because it's the only space I had to have the forces out this far. So the French really didn't move to trigger traversing fire, they just kind of turned. So I think it's a good house rule to say no, they didn't charge forward. They were in the same place they were. They didn't really trigger anything, and now they're all engaged in that combat, so I'm going to hold off on shooting them. The 35th is technically went right into melee, so they're not allowed to fire, just because they're going to be in the hand-to-hand. We got one battalion of the King's German Legion that can fire over here. We got the Royal Welsh Fusiliers firing into the French compound with the farm. And then the other battalion of the King's German Legion firing at that same unit. King's German Legion unit opens fire. Be 4 shots. Be a +1 for they're behind that wall, and they'll get a +1 save. But they're in line, thankfully, not compared to their usual attack column. Hitting on 5s and 6s. 1 hit. French saving on 3, 4, 5, 6 with the cover. They save it. Royal Welsh Fusiliers, we have 4 dice. They're within 6 inches, so they're going to get, basically, it's just going to be 4, 5s, and 6s to hit. Just 2 hits. Saving on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. They take 1 casualty. King's German Legion firing at the French attack column. They're also in cover, so this is 5s and 6s. More crappy rolling. French saving on anything but, basically. Oh, they butted out. They pick up that casualty. So of those, oh man, that was kind of crappy. It was like 12 shots, no disorders, and only 2 casualties. Gotta expect more from the British there. Or even though those, it was Germans and Welsh firing. The 45th was also in range, 11 inches, so they will also blast away at these French. Same ones. These will be 5s and 6s to hit, but a normal save. They will disorder. Thankfully, somebody comes through. French trying to save. They save them both. The lead unit in that attack column is now demoralized. Are disordered, not demoralized. They're just fine. We'll start off with the hand-to-hand with the guard. Against the guard. This is where I wish I had the hands of a 6'8" person. Here we go, baby. Oh, let's check it out. So far the French have 4 hits, the Brits have 3, and here comes the French tough fighter. It's another hit. The guard is saving on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. So 2 get through. Imperial Guard is saving on anything but. Oh, and 2 butts! First guards are going to reach their Sanima count of 4. They're going to have 1 additional casualty. So they're going to be 1 over and shook. The Imperial Guard is going to be at 3 casualties. I think they have 4 too as well. So I do up they were tied. The guards have 1, 2. They have 3 supports, and they have 3 supports. So it's going to be a draw. So they will fight again later. I believe they incinerate into a line only if they lose, but they don't get to keep their +1 next time. So they'll stay in their attack column. They might have to take a morale test on a save when they're shook. I'm going to check that rule. So this will be a -1 morale check. So they have fallen back to here, and you know what that time? It's time for the guard, victorious, beating back the 1st battalion of the French. Of the British Guard. Might not matter here in a second when this happens. Oh, heck. Alright, that's enough of that. Sorry, guys. Thanks for humoring me. I haven't heard that song in a while. Alright, we'll do the buffs hand-to-hand. Can they hold off against Portier's Brigade of Doom coming down the hill? Standard 6-on-6, French hitting on 3, 4, 5, 6 since they've won the last round of combat. It's a draw. Oh, heck. British saving 4, 5s, and 6s. Did they just punt? Oh, they punted. 3 casualties. Let's see if the French roll all 1s. Close. 1 casualty. This could be ugly. The buffs were already carrying 3 casualties, so now they are at a -3 morale test after getting thrashed. Let's act like I'm rolling for British orders, and I'll roll like super high. Oh, it didn't believe me. Ah! Test for the 35th. Can they keep it together? They do. The King's Own stick around after watching the buffs incinerate. They do too. Alright. All that's left is that disaster. So sad seeing the buffs. Were my favorite units. Smoked. So the Grenadiers à Cheval will have 9 dice. The Lifeguards will have 8. But it'll get ugly after that with Ferocious Charge is just devastating. We'll do both D3 cavalry results because that might be important at the end. There we go. Looks like the French will have 2 and the British will have 1. Here comes a huge amount of dice. We'll figure it out. After the initial hit, the British got 6, is that right? And the French got 5. But now with Ferocious Charge, the British will re-roll the 2 they missed. And they'll take it up to 7. French trying to save on 4, 5s, and 6s. Holy cow. Let's see if they choked. Not too bad. 2 casualties. Lifeguard saving on 4, 5s, and 6s. Oh no. Oh no. So if you add the extra 2 in, just to decide who won, it's going to be ugly. I got to do the math. It's not even close. The French are going to wipe the floor with the British cavalry. I got to hand out casualties and see what the hell happens. Oh, that's horrible. Wellington needs to hit the sauce. He needs to bring Picton back to share his flask. What just happened? So the Garde des Cheval will have, 3 casualties. I'm on the wrong damn unit. Sorry about that. I can't even see that with the glare. Sorry. Just to make sure I'm not lying. Holy cow. Now you can. That was terrible. And the Lifeguards will have, they only have a stamina of 3, so they take 3 and 2 excess. I got to find all the modifiers from this nightmare. I think it's at least a -3 morale save with the shook. -3 morale test. 7. It goes to a 4. Is that an explosion? Oh no. They are dispersed. Oh, so that means the Scots Greys, the Royal Dragoons, and the Queen's Hussars all have to take break tests. Do the Scots Greys first. Oh, they love it. They think it's hilarious that the Lifeguards got blown to crap. Royal Dragoons. A 6. They're probably going to break and run away. And then finally the Queen's Own Hussars. They implode. Ho ho ho! The Cuirassiers charge on the Scots Greys counterattack. Heavy cavalry rolls again for both. Oh yes, the British get +2 and the French only get +1. Or +3 for the British. That could be a game changer right there. Alright, they're both hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Oh, wow, it's a 6s. French just missed 1. British re-rolled their 2 misses. And they hit 1 more. 7 versus 8. Saving on 4, 5s, and 6s. Lots of casualties. Probably, unless I roll again like last time. French saving on 4, 5s, and 6s. They take 4 casualties. It's not good. Here come the Brits trying to save all this on the same. Here we go. Ooh. Let's hand out these casualties. They both got 4. Scots Greys are going to get 2-point advantage from their heavy cavalry, but there's 3 supports for the Cuirassiers, so the French are going to win by 1. Both units are going to be shaken. Scots Greys are going to have 1 excess casualty. They're going to make a -2 morale save. Alright, here we go. 6 goes to... Oh no, they explode. And that'll be 3 of the 4 units, so the Dragoons will also retreat off the map. That'll be a demoralized brigade. Oh, crap. And that brings the British turn 5 to a conclusion. Oh, it's not looking good for the home team. Woo. Alright, that's what the French do for their turn 5. Alright, General Portier is going to continue his winning ways and initiative move charge into the 4th. General Cassagne is going to attack what's left of Goldie's command. Oh, he will easily. So far, here's the scenario. Oh, Napoleon's going to move over. He was with Cassagne. Oh, on the edge of the known universe. Oh, just kidding. To figure out what to do, the order you do things in black powder is kind of important too. Like I'm going to try to. I don't know if I should do the Imperial Guard first or the cavalry charge. I'll have to think about that one. The Old Guard is going to attack the square. Cavalry is going to slam into the flank of the Coldstream Guard. Fortunately, they're both initiative moves for the Brits. So that looks hideous. Oh. Brutal. If there's going to be a turn 6, it'll be amazing. Alright, we'll have to go farther down here and see what to do. General Pulaski's going to attack the 69th with the Vistula Legion. There we go. Oh crap, that worked out well. See where Pulaski went in there. Vandenberg went on an initiative charge and went in against the King's German Legion. And then this final unit will hit the Hanoverians. Ye gags. Dubois. Oh yeah, he's going. And the French will do some musketry from behind their walls at the farm with all the good stuff. I think the French artillery is going to roll to see if they can move forward. And they'll fail. Looking at the end of turn 5 at the French movement, got an attack column going in, they got attack columns going in, they got attack columns going in, they've got a cavalry charge into the flanks. Ugly, ugly, ugly. And then we've just got a massive attack column going in, 3 of them. Just crushing the center of the British line. And you got some musketry kind of just exchanging gunfire at the farm. Woo! Alright, let's do this. Let's do some shooting. Both French battalions will fire at the King's German Legion there. They're within 6 inches. Just gotta roll them together because there's no real bonuses here. They freaking hit every single roll. That's insane. Alright, they're going to be disordered. And let's see if they can save any of this crap. 4, 5s, and 6s. And I apologize to all the Welshmen in attendance. That's the Royal Welsh Fusiliers. And they just took 3 hits. They're shook, and now they have 1 excess casualty. They're going to take a break test at -2. Let's see if that has any effect. 6 goes to a... It blows them off the map. Are you kidding me? Alright, Hanoverians get closing fire. 3 shots against the French. 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Demoralized. 3 hits. Nice. French saving on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. They take 1 casualty and they are demoralized. Or disordered. Excuse me. Not demoralized. I'm demoralized. Disordered is clutch, as we said before. Alright, King's German Legion firing on the French attack column. KGL is 3 shots. That was the worst shooting I've ever seen in my life. I think I rolled 3 1s before on something else, didn't I? I can't remember. That was terrible too. They must have been in the jacuzzi before the fight with their gunpowder. Alright, and I believe that's the 69th against the Vistula Legion. 3 shots, 3, 4, 5, and 6. They got the demoralized in there. That's something. 1 save of 3, 4, 5, and 6. They save, but they are demoralized. First guard square will get 2 shots at the old guard grenadiers as they come in. It's a waste of a first fire, but you got to take it. Hit once. As long as the old guard doesn't roll a 1, basically. Yeah, they laugh at it. A bullet just bounces off one of their metal things on their above their heads. Bing! No closing fire on a flank. We get closing fire down here. These guys open up on the Swiss guards. 3 shots. 2 hits. Just don't roll 1s and 2s for the Swiss. Only roll a 1 and a 2. Good job, idiots. And the King's Own gets their first fire. They'll put 4 shots into this attack column. Rolling like crap. 2 hits. Really need those disorders. Oh, but we're rolling like crap right back to save them. At least we're consistent. Start down here on the French right. French Line Battalion going in against the King's... Not the King's... Yeah, the King's Own. They are supported by the 35th. Let's see what can happen. They lose 1 more battalion. This brigade will be demoralized and they will break. This is a big one. Most of these fights are big ones. Oh. That's kind of cool looking down the road. French are all over the place. Everyone's got 6 attack dice. French be hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. The British hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. You know what? I think I've been forgetting the damn thin red line rule. Holy crap, I totally forgot about that. But they could choose to do closing fire, they can countercharge, but they did closing fire. Okay, let's just say I chose closing fire every time. Screw it. I'll have to think about it in the future, but I totally forgot about that rule. Okay. There we go. It's all coming back to me. I was trying to remember. There's something to do with thin red line. Alright, so they fired. Alright, here we go. French hit 4, Brits hit 2. French saving on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Save them both. British saving on 4, 5s, and 6s. I take 2. King's Own will lose the hand-to-hand. And now they got to take a even morale test. Here we go. Oh yeah, insane heroism! They love it. Mark the French with a green dice, so they won the hand-to-hand, so they get a +1 next turn. All right, Swiss Guards against let me see what battalion this is. Swiss Guards against the 28th. Swiss Guards get 7 attack dice. The 28th gets 6. Hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s against 4, 5s, and 6s. I can't remember if the Swiss Guards are demoralized. Let me go look real quick. They weren't, so I'll add this up. British hit 3 times. The the Swiss hit all 7. Doing all the cooking. All right, so here we go. 7 saves, a 4, 5, and 6 for the 28th. Oh, I see 3. I see 4. Swiss saving on 3, 4, 5s, and 6. They take 1. 28th will be shook with 3 casualties and 1 excess. Brig test -2. Let's break out the double 6s again. Oh no. Oh, so they'll blow to hell, and that'll be the end of the demoralized brigade. So they'll just shatter. Both units will be off the table. Cassagne's Foreign Legion. The Italians, the Swiss. Don't look at the Hanoverians. Don't make eye contact. They're just standing in there. They picked up the wrong flag. All right, a square versus the entire Imperial Guard. Good luck, homies. Yep, 2 dice. 2 dice against 9. Totally. Oh, 8 dice. No, do they get standby? Quick stack check. 2 dice against 8, but with tough fighter. He missed both their attacks. Oh, good lord. The old guard missed 1, and they attack back with that, and they hit it. It's like freaking Yahtzee. Oh. Alright, thankfully the Grenadiers, they're not the Grenadiers yet, but the The foot guard save on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. So this could be good. Or it could be absolutely horrible. That's not terrible, just 3 casualties. So they lose, they'll have to take a morale test. Come the guards. 7, yeah, they love it. Letting a lighter unit take the lead on this charge. Lancers, I haven't really done much with them. We're going to slam into the Coldstream Guard. 5 or 6 for the Coldstream Guard, and 3, 4, 5s, and 6s for the Lancers. That flank attack, gotta love it. Oh, that looks like a lot of 1s. Lancers hit 5 times, the Coldstream Guard hit twice. -2 save versus Lancers. Yummy. What's 5 and 6s? That should have been the other way around. Sorry, that doesn't count. These dice are the 5s and 6s. 3 casualties for the guard. And then the Lancers save on 4, 5s, and 6s against the guard. They bunch them both. Probably would have been better letting them hit with the heavy cavalry, but I wanted to hit with the Lancers. They got to do something besides just support the entire damn game. Just an even morale test, nothing exciting. They love it. This is where it might not be the best idea. Now the second round of combat, the Lancers did win, but now the guard is aware of them and faces them, so it's no more flank attacks anymore. They're stuck in line, but oh well. Alright, where to attack so I can drag in the maximum for the French victory here. I don't think it matters. French will attack here against the Hanoverians, who will pull in that British battalion to support them. These guys will have to save themselves to support the King's German Legion. The French are disordered, so it's going to take away their benefit. Alright, everybody's hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. Everybody saves the odds, 3 each. French saving on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. They suck. Hanoverians saving on 4, 5s, and 6s. They suck too. Everybody takes 2. It takes 2, baby! I'd like to apologize to everybody involved for my singing. That was terrible. Alright, so everyone's got, the French have 3 casualties and disordered. Hanoverians have 2. The French have 3 supports. The Hanoverians have 1. They got the same amount of casualties, and you're going to go to sleep with this stupid sing-song voice I'm doing. But in the end, the French win, so the Hanoverians have to take a straight-up break test. Paul Abdul, straight up now, tell me. Here we go. I just threw up my mouth. I think they don't shatter, though. It's a 5. They run away. Hanoverians are disordered with their 2 casualties and fallen off the line. Next up, King's German Legion against the 27th. It's actually the 42nd. 27th's in support on their left flank. Neither unit's disordered or shook. Here we go. We'll add it up. King's German Legion fighting like a boss. Showing the Hanoverians what's up. They get 5 hits. The French get 4. French going for their 5 saves on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. 1 casualty. KGL trying to bring it. They didn't bring it. They took 2. There's the casualties. Most of these units are just getting beat. There's casualties everywhere. It's only not even halfway through the battle yet, so we're going to be calling the hospital pretty soon, sawing some legs off. Alright, let's see if the KGL can make a break test. Even, no modifier. Every time you do these, it's kind of like a risk. It's like, oh gosh! Oh! The KGL they want to keep fighting. They do. Going to mark the 42nd with the old purple nurple. They've got the advantage next turn. And the Vistula Legion against the 69th. And I think the Vistula Legion's disordered. But they are tough fighters. I don't want to get any kind of bar fight with anybody Eastern European. I just think they're a lot tougher than I am. No offense to myself. Alright, here we go. And I don't want to get in a bar fight with anybody. Those days are over. 6 dice each, 4, 5s, and 6s. Everybody hits. Yeehaw. 5-2, Vicious Legion bringing it. They're going to roll their tough fighter. Oh, they hit everything. Told you, Polish man, they don't mess around. British trying to saison 4, 5s, and 6s. They take 4 casualties. That's brutal. Polish trying to shake off the 2 hits. They shake off 1. 69th's got a -2 morale check or break test against the Vicious Legion. I'm not trying to suck up to my 2 Polish viewers. I just like the Polish. Their Vicious Legion is definitely my favorite unit. They're awesome. Love you guys too, man. The Guard. Yes. -2 break test. Can the 69th keep it together? With the 2 odd dice. They're going to fall back and be broken. Change that broken to disordered. My camera, I don't know if it's had one of its hiccups. Does one about one every game. Just in case the last part didn't work, the 69th failed their their break test with a 5. They fell back the original 7 inches, landed in their unit, so they had to go back 14 inches, and they are behind Kirk's brigade up on the hill. And they are shook, disordered, with 3 casualties. And that brings turn 5 to a merciful end for the British. They lost a battalion over there from getting hammered away by the French fire from the farm. Hanoverians broke. The 69th broke. They didn't break. They fell back in a little bit of fear. The Guards held together pretty well. They withstood a cavalry charge. The other square withstood a Imperial Guard attack, all by just totally isolated by itself. 2nd Brigade under... Oh, who the hell was commanding this? Please forgive me, my friend. Which one was it? Oh, this is Goldie. Just got blown off the map. They lost their last unit. And well, they lost their 3rd unit, then their 4th battalion just fled. So they are gone. And the completely isolated battalion over here is just kind of chilling, and they held up. They made the morale safe. I love the 4th King Zone. I love the 30th. I love all these British line units. They're phenomenal. The 35th and the 4th are holding out against the zombie apocalypse here, as the French war machine under Portier and Cassagne basically just steamroll them. I don't know how the heck they're going to get out of there. They'll figure something out. They're amazing. It's not looking good, though. French are controlling. They're almost to the point where they're going to control that point and this point, and basically the British won't have any points. Oh, horrible. Okay. Well, we'll see you in turn 6. See if the British dice can get super hot with what they got left. For the first move, the British moved up 2 initiative moves to close into like point blank range and got out of the firing arc of that other battalion over there. And they're going to unload on this battalion by itself. That was an initiative move. Probably do a lot of initiative move here. Yeah, these guys are going to start closing the gap and everything else. So we'll move a couple units around. I'll show you what it looks like. So the 30th has gone in against the Vicious Legion, and they've got all kinds of supports. The Scottish initiative moved up behind them, and still is a bit of a hole over here. But we'll see how it goes. Can only do so much. We're going to try to move these guys. Well, actually, they're all within a foot, so we're going to roll them out. Well, maybe not too much. I might stay there with the artillery. Going to blast us. Probably hold there. This will be the, got to think about it, zone over here. This is a disaster. These guard unit here is going to try to clear their disordered marker using their reliable or elite +3. Alright, they clear it. So these guys were already engaged in hand-to-hand. There's nothing here. Those guys are stuck in square because of all the crap going on, and they're in hand-to-hand. These guys were able to roll behind them. They're going to do enfilading fire on the Young Guard Grenadiers at the end. Then I was going to roll out and try to take the right an inflating shot on the Young Guard Voltigeurs, but then I'd be in artillery range, I think, when I start rolling that much. So we'll go off and hold off on that. Big thing is, do I want to move the British artillery or not? I don't know. I'll probably pivot them just... I don't even know what the hell I can even shoot at. There's so many, because everyone's engaged in hand to hand. Yeah, I get to have to sit here and wait for someone to break through and then just hammer them. Alright, they're going to enfilade those guys. We'll do some 4 shots. 4, 5, and 6, re-rolling misses. That's what they can do. Alright, everything hits and they're disordered. 4 saves from the French. It doesn't even affect them at all, they're just disordered. First roll Scots will fire into the Young Guard Voltigeurs. It's their first fire. Disordered and 3 hits. Saving on, you know what? Saving on everything. And then 2 volleys against those buggers there in the farm. 6 shots hitting on 4s. Terrible shooting. Saving on 3, 4, 5, 6 with the cover. They save it all. Alright, we'll start down here for hand to hand. French won the last one. No one's got any disorders or shook markers. Here we go, baby. Check it out. The Brits hit everything, the French hit 5. So these guys are getting pissed off. French are saving on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Oh, they save everything. British saving on 4, 5s, and 6s. Oh, they punted hard. 4 casualties. They're going to get, they're going to be shook with a -4 morale test. This could be rough. 4th King's Own trying to go for it. 9 goes to 5. They're going to retreat. There's room for them to retreat. They're on the edge of the world there. And they've got 3 casualties. They're shook and they're disordered. The other units in front of them. I assume the French will do an initiative charge and try to blast into them. Oof. Alright, Old Guard trying to finish off these foot guards here. 3 casualties, 1 for the Old Guard. No shaken, no disorders. 8 dice and a tough fighter against 2 dice, and yeah, that's it. Oh, crappy rolling. Old Guard hit twice. The foot guards totally miss everything. Here's the tough fighter roll. They miss again. What a bunch of crap. My dogs are even so pissed off about it. Saving on 3, 4, 5s, and 6. They save them both. They still lose the fight and have to take a non-modified break test. And they love it. They want to stay there forever. These guard units are freaking tough. But that dice rolling was terrible. Alright, whole might of the cavalry against a British force in line. But now they're being, at least they've got supports a little bit. Wellington's there cheering them on too. Both sides have 8 dice. Here we go. Alright, we'll check out. Looks like more crap. French hit with 5. And first guard, or sorry, yeah, I think it is the first guards battalion. They hit with 2, which is terrible. French trying to save on 4, 5s, and 6s. They miss them both. They're going to be shook. Now these guys get a -2 penalty, so they're only saving on 5s and 6s. Ooh, that's rough. They may save one of them. They take 4 more casualties. So they are shook, and now it'll be a -4 morale test for the Coldstream Guard. The Lancers don't pack a wallop, but they make it hard to make saving throws, I'll tell you that. Especially, I mean, if that was a guard unit. If it was a regular unit, they'd be rolling 6s to save. Alright, here we go. Break test, -4. Oh, they implode. Other guard unit backing them up. They're just a flat up break test. They stay where they are, and they're going to get hit. The Carbineers go in against the 3rd guards. We could be supported by that 1st guard battalion right there. We'll let them have that. They hit them with no reaction, so they're going to be hosed. The heavy cavalry bonus, 3+. 9 dice against 8. Carbineers hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. We'll add this up. I forgot the Scots Guards were already shook, so only 5s and 6 hit. And they have 1 scratch dice here for the cuirassiers, which misses anyway. Or the Carbineers, excuse me. Alright, let's go right into saves. Carbineers saving on 4, 5s, and 6s. They take 1 casualty. And the 3rd guard saving on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. That one's scratched, hang on. Crappy rolling. 2 casualties. They're already shook, so they will lose the hand-to-hand. Carbineers will be up to 3 casualties. Scots Guards are shook now. They were at 4 before. +2, so -3 morale test. It goes down to 6. They will retreat and be disordered. They've fallen back to there. They're disordered and shook. Kind of leaving Wellington out in the breeze here, facing the entire French cavalry brigade. You can take them. Get out your lightsaber, homie. Ugh. Alright, the 40th attacking the Vistula Legion. About time the Brits went on the offensive here. Here we go. 6 on 6. Brits are hitting on 3, 4, 5, 6. French are hitting on 4, 5, 6. Or Polish, excuse me. Ooh, looks like the Vistula Legion punted. Vistula Legion taking 5 hits, trying to make some saving throws. 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Oh! And the 40th saved their 1 on 4, 5, and 6. Yes, they can. Now this is going to be the fun part, I think. Alright, 40th's here. Those guys are already in that hand-to-hand, so he's got 1 rear support and 1 flank support. Same with them. So it's a draw. So no one gets anything on that. The last hand-to-hand is over here with the King's German Legion with the Hanoverian Battalion behind them. They lost last round against the French. French are hitting on 3, 4, 5, 6, and the King's German Legion is 4, 5s, and 6s. Let's see what happened. British hit, well, the Germans hit 4 times, the French hit all 6. That's crazy. Saving on 4, 5, 6 for the Frenchies. Oh, 3, 4, 5, 6 because they're in attack column. They save everything. King's German Legion trying to save 6 attacks, 4, 5, 6s. Nice rolling though. No, maybe not. They lost. They got 3 casualties. That was their first 3 casualties, so they're not shook yet. It's just going to be a normal morale test, and they've lost the hand-to-hand. Normal break test. Oh, they love it. That's the end of the number 6 for the British. Could have been worse. Could have been better. The French are gonna... Oh, I don't know what the French will do. Let's see. Alright, first up, this brigade is going to pivot and slam into the side of those guys and do a flank attack. And that's an initiative move, so nothing you can do about it. So there's that. That's brutal. General Mobley slams into those suckers. General Vandenberg is going to form his boys back, try to form his guys back into attack column, and then go on the offensive against the King's German Legion. Alright, so he goes a 5, and they're not an attack column, but they're 7. 2 moves, so they'll form into attack column and then move forward. Well, the French tolerated being in line for long enough. They said, we're forming up an attack column, and they're going on the attack. So, those 2 battalions are basically isolated from each other, because they're each in their own separate hand-to-hand. Oh, gosh. These guys haven't even fired a shot from the fence of the farm. They're like, oh, whatever. Alright, so the French making things happen. We beat up French cavalry, rode up onto the plateau and attacked 2 cannons at the same time, basically. We're going to mow down the line here. No closing fire because they're outside their arc. Wah, wah. And Cassagne's unit is going to basically roll round, do an initiative move, pivot, and hit the 35th. And the other French unit is going to just hit those guys, so I'll just move them around. We end up with this disaster down here. Oh. It's getting near time to throw in the towel unless they can pull something out of their butt here. Still don't look at that English flag there for the Hanoverians. It's supposed to be Swiss. I got all my guys in today to make my next 2 Italian brigades to tie everything up, so be all good after that. I'm going to start with the Swiss just because it's an enfilading attack. 35th would normally hit with 4, 5, 6s, but now it's 5s and 6s against 3, 4, 5s and 6s. Doesn't look terrible, but it is terrible. 5 on 2. Swiss saving 2. Saving both. Brits trying to save 5 on 4, 5s, and 6s. Not bad. 2 more casualties. We're up to 3. They've got 1 excess casualty, and they lost the battle. They're about to lose the battle, but they just lost that hand-to-hand. -2 morale check, or break test, sorry. Oh, they're broken. So there's no point even doing the other one. It'll just be add insult to injury. So that brigade is now broken and goes off the board. So they are gone, and I just removed the Hanoverian unit because that was kind of weird looking. So, but they served their purpose for the game. Yeah, we'll do this one here. Are these guys shook yet? No, they're not. They're still holding on to 3 casualties. Remember the old guard screwed up last time, didn't they? Everybody hosed up. Alright, one more time. 9 against 2. See if the old guard can screw it up again. I don't think they did. But the guards hit twice. Nice. Tough fighter roll. Hits. Old guard saving on anything but 1. Oh, double 6s. Nice. Old guard saving on 3, 4, 5, and foot guard saving on 3, 4, 5s, and 6. Ooh. They're now shook with 2 extra casualties. Take a -3 morale test. And they will implode. I don't think they really had anywhere to run to anyway. I mean, any direction they retreated was a French unit was sitting there, so they would have run away anyway, even being the guard. So they will disperse. Vistula Legion against the 40th, round 2. Ding ding. Vistula Legion, is they still disordered? Actually, they shouldn't be. That should come. Actually, that's a hanger on her from before. Ugh. Okay. This should just be 4, 5s, and 6s for everybody. All right, here we go. Oh, and everyone's lots of good rolls, I hope. 4-4, tough fighter. Makes it 5-4 for the Vistula Legion. Vistula Legion saving on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. They take nothing. 40th, trying to be as tough. 4, 5s, and 6s. They aren't as tough. They take 4 casualties. Vistula Legion wins the combat. -2 morale check for the 40th. Oh, no! Oh my gosh! Sorry about the focus. This Polish man, just too tough. Wiping the floor. Oh. 40th. Thought they had it for a minute. At least they got the charge. Alright, continue the hand-to-hand over here. French won last one. French have 1 casualty. King's German Legion has 3. Alright, French, here they go. Let's see. Both sides hit for 4. British saving on 4, 5, 6s. 2 casualties. French saving on 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, like a boss. -3 break test for the King's German Legion. They'll retreat and be disordered. There's the King's German Legion. It's getting that feeling, well, it's been that feeling that it's time to run for the line of Torres Verdes. Defend Lisbon, baby! Just for, you know, craps and giggles, we'll do the inflating attack against these guys. French hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. British hitting on 5s and 6s. Still pulled out a draw. Nice. French say these would be the British saving on 4, 5s, and 6s. Oh no! French saving on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. They take 2. The other guys take 3. Break even morale test. Oh, and I'll do the last one. I'm not even taking them off. They implode, and we'll do the final attack. British will fire a regular fire and hit once. French will save and save it. We're doing the thin red line roll one time to see if it makes a big difference. So those closing fire shots did not get the modifier. They didn't do anything anyway. So now they both hit at 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. British would have hit all theirs anyway, besides 1. French hit everything, British hit 5. French saving on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. 2 casualties. British saving on 4, 5s, and 6s. 3 casualties. Which would take a normal morale test or break test, and they'd stick around, but they'd have 3 casualties. The French would have 2. So not the biggest difference on the thin red line roll, so I don't feel too terrible. But yeah, that's it. We're done. I'm not once it gets to this point, it's like a mopping up action. These guys would wipe 4 cannons off the map, which would basically take out this brigade. There's nothing these cannons could do. They take them out 2 at a time. So that'd be 4 at this turn. And that's almost half the brigade, so they'd probably run away. The rest of the British in the center here would run. The guard would probably be captured or fight to the end. I'd say they fight to the end because they're badass. Get run down by, or they bring the cannons up and blast them like the British did to the French Imperial Guard at Waterloo. But yeah, nice playing Black Powder again. Made a couple of mistakes, more than a couple, but you know, that's all right. It's fun. I always wanted to do this campaign. Point-wise, French have all the points, and the British have 0. So that's a massive victory. The French war machine has got food and ale for the campaign against the Torres Vedras line, and the busted ass British army retreats and back into Portugal, where the French will never penetrate it anyway. They'll be all diseased and have to go back into Spain again. And we'll end up winning in the end. Go England! All right, and Britain. Sorry. That's it. Good. Hope you enjoyed it. Great game. I'm getting a lot of this vacation. I got one more day of vacation, but I've got my irons in a lot of fires right now. Painting 6mm Confederates. I am painting 28mm Italians. Got 2 more line battalions to do with that. Always take every opportunity to say Italian battalion. Kingdom of Italy infantry battalion. And I think I'm going to try to paint a couple more battle mechs and have another game of that at some point. It's the last one was fun, but I screwed up a lot, so I'm going to try to reread those rules and get on that. And then I'm going to start purchasing stormtroopers, and I'm going to do 2 birds with 1 stone here. I'm going to collect stormtroopers and rebels. I'm going to buy all Star Wars Legion guys. The main purpose of that is to play Chain of Command. Alex over at Storm and Steel does Chain of Command Star Wars games. It looks like fun. I want to play Chain of Command anyway. So, and I love Star Wars. So, boom, 2 for 1 show there. Plus, I'm going to keep all the Legion stuff. They're all the bases are going to be Legion compatible. So if I do feel like playing that later, I'll be able to play Star Wars Legion 2. So that'll be something I'm looking forward to playing. Yeah, so that's a lot. I'm probably got too many things going on, but that's okay. I'm turning off lights to save the planet. I'm gonna go upstairs and shut this down, get this all cleaned up. Tomorrow I'm gonna start working on 2 things down here too, just off not non-miniature war game stuff. I'm gonna build a, well, not entirely. I'm gonna build a big dice tower. I'm just gonna build it on my own. I kept looking at one, it's like, hell, I can build one. It'll probably be more fun anyway, and I'll appreciate it. I'm gonna buy a big ass one that'll fit the amount of dice I usually roll. That could, unless it turns into a total disaster, but I'm gonna try that one. Get a little bit more wood from Lowe's. I have most of it already here. And then at the same time, I'm gonna put some shelves that I promised my wife I would do. So I'm gonna clean this table off and turn it into a workspace. I'm gonna put shelves in my one of my daughter's closets so she can put all of her pants and leggings and everything else in there. You know, I got 4 girls, so I need a lot of room for clothing storage. So I'm always building closets. This is the 4th closet I've built in 3 years for these guys. So cool. All right, and thanks for watching. Have a great night. You guys are awesome. I'll slow down a little bit because I'm on vacation. Vacation's coming to an end. Go back to work for 2 days and I get back on the weekend. So hopefully I'll be able to get a bunch of stuff done here, and I'll have a video of that tower for you guys. Can freaking laugh your butts off at how jacked up it's going to look. It's going to be the Frankenstein of dice towers, but I'm going to enjoy it. All right, have a great night. See you guys. Bye.